Welcome to qnawire.
Hello students. To calculate the minimum number of atoms required in the enzyme, we need to consider the number of degrees of freedom that need to be available in the enzyme to break the relevant interatomic bonds. Assuming that only 1/10 of all degrees of freedom of the atoms in the enzyme are available for cooperative functioning, this means that the effective number of atoms in the enzyme is that is 10 times the number of atoms that can contribute to breaking the bonds. Let us assume that each atom in the enzyme can contribute to breaking the bond. In this case, the number of atoms required in the enzyme is given by an equation, that is number of atoms capital N is equal to 10 into all degrees of freedom. So, to calculate the degrees of freedom, we can use the equipartition theorem, which states that each quadratic degree of freedom of an atom contributes kT by 2 of energy, where K is the Boltzmann constant and T is the temperature. For a 3D atom or three-dimensional atom or three-dimensional enzyme, each atom has 3 translational and 3 rotational degrees of freedom, as well as vibrational degrees of freedom that depend on the molecular structure. So let us assume that each atom in the enzyme has 3 vibrational degrees of freedom, which is reasonable assumption for a typical protein. Therefore, the number of degrees of freedom dF for each atom will be 3 translational plus 3 rotational plus 3 vibrational, which is equal to 9. Now the minimum number of atoms required in the enzymes will be capital N is equal to 10 into dF, here it is equal to 10 into 9, which is equal to 90 atoms. Therefore, the enzyme must be composed of at least 90 atoms to have enough degrees of freedom to break the relevant interatomic bonds, assuming that only 1/10 of all degrees of freedom of the atoms in the enzyme are available for cooperative functioning. I hope this video is useful for you. Thank you.